So we are back in Japan again, and I've just lost all power.
Really?
We're in a Nissan Laurel. I've actually lost all power.
Throttle it more, Ben. Heaps more.
I'm trying to.
Anything?
Oh. Throw me in neutral for a second.
No throttle.
Okay. Oh. Sorry, there's a car behind us.
Hazards. This car, dude.
Okay. Okay, so we borrowed this Nissan Laurel, and we're in Japan again. We bought a car from the internet, which we're going to pick up now, which has been dropped off at the 88. Is this what we're meant to?
Yeah, left. Yeah. Look for the shed with the stuff.
So it's very good to be back, and always somewhat frightening and exciting to buy a car from the internet. And we're tired. We've completely
Throttle.
my foot is to the floor, mate.
Really? Wow, it's not very happy, is it?
Oh, okay. Well, we're edging our way very, very slowly to pick up our new car. The anticipation is killing me. What is that?
That's a handbrake that doesn't do anymore. We only have to literally get 50 metres, dude.
And the car's stopped. Yep, we're dead.
Alright.
Alright, I guess we walked the last bit. Is that really the handbrake?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Realising that we only need to go 20 metres, we decide it's probably worth one more try. We'll get back there.
Okay, so no throttle, and we'll get there.
Okay.
It's 10 metres, dude. Come on.
Okay, so we are rolling at, we're going so slowly it's not even registering. I'm giving a little bit of throttle, trying my luck. Hey! And we've arrived at the 88s.
Oh, shit.
This is Nakau-san. He's part of the 88s, which is a close-knit group of drifters who pull together their limited resources and funds to help each other build and repair whatever cars they can afford.
Summer found its way onto our faces, and we had it all, thankful and gracious. We were young, we were young.
I spy something over Nakao-san's shoulder and it looks like it might be our new car. So this is our car.
Under a tarpaulin, that's always a good sign.
Yeah, it means it's leaky. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ichi, ni, sat. Yes. Yeah.
This is a 1985 GX71 Toyota Mark II hardtop. It's got a 2-litre 6-cylinder engine that was considered very high-tech in its day, and it's now 30 years old and still going strong. The car shares similarities with the Cressidas that we got in Australia. It's also got a manual transmission, which in this era of drift car exports is a pretty rare thing. This car has seen better days, there's some rust falling out of it, and it looks like it's spent a considerable amount of time sideways. As usual on Mighty Car Mods, it was saved from an intimate date with a car crusher at the local scrap heap.
Toyota Mark II Grande.
Oh, look at the luxury. Look at it.
I would, but
I'll open it for you, hold on.
oh wow.
Look at the luxury, Martin. Get in. It's dry, mainly. Oh, we've got lights.
Digital dash.
Yes! All right. We're good. I'm going to drive it in. Let's just get going.
The first thing we need to do is get the car up on the hoist and figure out exactly what it is we've just purchased. Buying a car you've never seen off the internet is always exciting, amongst other things.
Okay, so here is our car. It was destined for the scrap heap and we have saved it to instead send it to hell, I guess.
That's right, so we're going to do a couple of modifications to this car on a budget. Some of the kind of mods we probably wouldn't do to our own cars, and we probably wouldn't do to a car that we're going to drive on the road extensively.
Yeah, I mean, because we're in Japan, there's a certain style of way that they do things here, and because we're down at the 88s, they're, a proper, down-to-earth, hands-on drift team, and there's a lot of inspiration that they've given us of things that we can do to the car. So it's going to be done properly, on the cheap. The word dodgy comes to mind, but I don't think it's really dodgy. It's stylistic, but we are going to get this car ready and see if it is possible for a couple of Australians to make a car that gets legitimate street cred on the streets of Japan. So if we're going to try and get some Japanese street cred, we need to get some advice on what are the best things to do. And we only have a few hours before a drift meetup in the mountains tonight. So how do you get JDM street cred?
Hanoji Canva.
Okay, so there's a few things that you need to know about it. The first one is called Hanoji, and Ha is a Japanese syllable, and it's written like that. And so that indicates the camber of the tires at the back.
Yep.
で、シャコタン。
The next one is low down.
Yeah. How low?
どれぐらい下げるんですか？
もう低いやつの勝ち。
So the
OK、そう。
the lowest is the winner, basically,
Okay.
as low as possible, right?
低い人がチャンピオンだから。チャンピオン。
So the lowest, the
一
lowest,
番、一番。
the lowest guy is the champion, right?
Right, okay. And Nakao-san, what about the exhaust pipe? Because a lot of the pictures that I've seen, they have these big exhaust pipes. I mean,
マフラーでどうですか？いろんな写真を見たんですけど、結構すごいものがあるんですけど。
マフラーはもう竹槍
like, oh,
Okay, and so this is called takeyari in Japanese, and it's basically the big pipes that come way up the back.
レースの車と同じような車に乗って行ったというのが大体始まりみたいなのが多い。
When they used to do races at Fuji Speedway, and the people that were going to see the races were actually going in the same kind of cars that were in the races. And so what they would do is they would try and copy with their cars the kind of cars that were actually racing on the speedway.
なんか派手、なぜ目立ちたいっていうのがあったみたいだから派手っていうのがもともとあるね。
And as far as the color is concerned, they used to want to stand out. So if you can make it really colorful, then that would be a plus.
あれもまたルールがない。カラーリングにこうルールがない。ただこう自分らのデザインした目立つラインっていうのが基準っていうかね、基準はない。
So as far as the coloring is concerned, there's no rules. You just want to make it stand out. You want to make it original, make it yours, your own design.
So according to these guys, if we want to notch up some legitimate Japanese street cred at tonight's meet, we need to make the car as low as possible, brightly coloured, and add a Takayati style exhaust.
Next, we've got to get the wheels off and sort out the suspension. Although it seems that someone has already done it for us.
Chopped. Well, so you don't want that to happen while you're driving. That's why chop springs are bad. But you know what? Your car will be nice and low.
So removed without any tools, Martin?
No, 0 tools.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
That was the easiest spring change ever.
Yeah.
Now, because we're going for the ultimate lows, we're not even putting in low springs. There's going to be no springs at all. We're just going to be welding the shock here and setting our height so it'll just be locked there. It won't be a comfortable ride, but it will give us that look that we're going for. But it is a bit of a challenge working here with the 88s because we don't speak Japanese, or not very much anyway, and they don't speak English. Steve, our interpreter, has stepped out to get some mad Japanese food, and we're having some communication issues, so we're going to have to give him a call. We need a MIG welder with flux core wire because we want to weld up the shocks of the back of our car. Can you ask him if he has that?
なんかね、今やってる車の後ろのショックを、
はい。
ウェルダーでなんか止めたいっていうようなこと言ってるんですけど、なんかウェルダー貸してもらうことは可能ですか？
あ、大丈夫。
Yeah, hey.
Okay, we're all sorted now. It's time to bring in the reinforcements.
Yeah, man. We're here. Across the road from the wreckers.
Our friend Benny, better known as Mechanical Stig, has made his way over to Japan to give us a hand. How you doing? Did you walk the whole way here from Australia?
Yeah, it was a long walk.
That's amazing. We evoke the spirit of Turbo Yoda. Oh!
Hey, boys.
Hey, Turbo Yoda, how you doing?
Check it out. It's a Mark II. I'm hoping you know.
This is Mark II. What happened to Mark 1?
I'm hoping you know.
This is the second go.
I'm hoping you know something about him because I know little. But it's a Toyota, and it has potential.
Similar to a Crusader, I guess.
What do you think?
Is it turbo?
No.
You're up.
Oh,
Come on, man.
really?
Luckily, Steve is back, and so is Turbo Yoda. Even though it's a naturally aspirated car, it is an old Toyota, so he's agreed to help us out. We only have a few hours before the meet tonight, so we're going to need all the help we can get.
So this is a two-piece Hoshino Racing G5 wheel, and these are old school. So if you're into JDM wheels, these are considered pretty cool. They're probably period correct for our car, which is kind of important if you're going for street cred. You don't want to put something too new on something too old. So we're going to put these on and see if they fit. And yeah, we might need to space them out or do a few other things, but I reckon they're going to look pretty cool.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine that with some camber and some space on it? It's going to look awesome.
Wheel spaces are usually illegal in Australia. Around here, no one seems to mind.
Our first challenge is getting the wheels to fit.
These pesky bump stops will stop us from getting low enough, so we're deleting them. Don't try this at home if you value ride comfort and safety.
We have to change to a lower profile tyre because there's no way these ones are going to fit. We're using a jack to push the wheels up so we can see how it's going to look once the car's off the hoist.
The wheels are looking good, but the guys are having some trouble getting the tyres to fit. They've also got some other wheels they think will work better.
So we've been talking to our mates here, and The Hoshinos that we've got, although they are cool wheels, technically not correct for the kind of car that we're trying to make. So they've dug us out these, known as long champs, and these are 14 inch. They've got a little bit of stretch on them. They're going to be a lot smaller, but they should actually kind of stance out pretty well. So we're going to throw these on and see how it looks.
Because we're in Japan, we're kind of following the lead of what those guys would do to try and make it as a legitimate experience as we can. So quite often, you know, when we were changing those wheels, I kind of liked the previous wheels better, but they were saying, you know, it's not as authentic for this style. Same goes with colour and the other ways we're going to style this car. Instead of us going, no, we should do it like this because that's what we can do with our own cars. We're in Japan, so when in Japan, do it as they do in Japan. And so each kind of stylistic decision that we need to make, we'll check with the guys and we will follow their lead. And if they say we need to be doing something that we wouldn't normally do, we're going to do it anyway.
These new wheels do fit better. There's less rubber so we can go lower with a bit of dish as a bonus.
The wheels are looking good, but we're having some real trouble with the guards.
The problem is though, Marty, is when we're trying to like hammer this out, that's just bog. So you can probably see all of that coming out. It's like, there's nothing to actually hit because it's so soft. So Nakau-san, we see a lot of people with these on their cars, and I understand that they're from the subway. Why do people steal them from the train and stick them on their car? What is it all about?
車を作って車庫単にしてはみたいにして音キャンにしてでこれもその一部みたいな。
Yeah, so it's part of modifying the car. So you drop it down, you stance it, but you know, do whatever you need to do with it, and then you put one of those on.
These hang rings are found in public transport on buses and trains, but they've become a symbol of Japanese subculture and rebellion after street gangs known as the Bosozoku used to steal them and hang them from the back of their cars. They did this to flaunt the law in the face of police and the public. The trend has become so mainstream that you can buy hang rings in various designs from any number of automotive accessory stores. Other people that we spoke to explained that the hang ring gives them a gauge of how low their car can get. They install them at stock height, and when the ring is dragging along the road and gets destroyed, they know their car is low enough. We need to get started on the exhaust, but we don't have any pipe. Luckily, one of the 88s has some in his shed.
スカイラインあるスカイライン GC10
It's our exhaust pipe. What is it? Stainless steel.
That's stainless tubing.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that's awesome! Now that we've got pipe, we can start designing the Takayati exhaust.
Once it goes up, it doesn't angle again, so it just comes out and then just angles straight up on 45.
Taper about there and it would just
Yeah,
keep
so
going.
basically when you're looking at it from the rear, it looks like those two angles are coming all the way down, out of sight. Something like that. On a bit of an angle.
Dude, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. No mufflers, straight through, proper JDM.
So many times we lose a moment of our lives. I don't need anything, but I know I need you now. We've been wasting all our time, but I'm not giving up.
Okay, so the car now has no springs at all, which is pretty safe. It's so low now that we can't actually get it off the hoist. So we're trying to kind of jack up parts of the car bit by bit and then lay things under the wheel so we can get it down, because it's literally so low it can't get off a 1 inch a 1 inch area of the hoist.
The pipes are so big that they won't fit under the car while it's on the hoist, so we're pulling it off and jacking it up. The exhaust is on, so it's time to see what it sounds like.
To get a bit more power, the guys are gapping the plugs and cranking up the timing. 2 minutes later, we've got more power. It's like noodles for your engine.
So Steve and I were having a big conversation about what they call wax and grease remover over here. Turns out they call it wax off, which could be a Mr. Miyagi thing for all we know. But anyway, so we've got to clean the whole car down. And we've also repaired the rear guards, which had already been filled full of bog, but they were so chunky that the wheels were rubbing on it, so we've bashed all that out. Now just skim the top and we'll sand that back down, clean the whole car up, and then stick some paint on it, and it should look amazing.
We're going to paint this car in a way we've never done before, so we asked the 88s to call in some reinforcements.
And it's also time for a snack.
It's really smelly. Won't.
Oh, Marty should try that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me smell it.
Marty's not a fan of the fish jerky, but he is a fan of the external oil cooler that Nakau-san is installing on the front of the car. Meanwhile, Benny's using a drift tyre as a stencil to create a masterpiece on the bonnet. We've got 10 cans of paint and 10 people, and we're going to paint the entire car in 5 minutes.
Shake 'em! Go!
5 minutes later, we've got this.
It's been an epic day, and we've achieved so much. I think my favourite bit of the day was probably having 10 people paint the car, because with 1 can each, it took 5 minutes to paint the whole car. Literally, it was 5 minutes. if you had to give it a score out of 10 in terms of how Japanese it is, 10 is the most Japanese, 0 is Australian, what would you give it? 10! Woo!
The car is done, and now we've got to get to the mountains.
Are we going to get out the driveway, do you reckon?
I'm doubtful.
Can I just say for the record, I don't think I'll ever really understand why people do this. I'm glad we came and exposed ourselves to this style,
Yeah.
but I'll never really, truly get it.
It like every bit of rock or road that you run over hurts my feelings. I think it's mechanical sympathy, and I think you need a certain element of not caring, and then you're all right.
Well, I guess as long as you're using the car as an appliance, or as a drift pig or something, then you don't have that. But for me, it's like, I mean, I don't even know if we're going to get out of here, to be honest.
I didn't even move, and it's already gone.
All right, let's. Oh wow.
Yeah, I can see.
We made it.
We're out. The tyres are rubbing pretty bad.
Well done, Martin. We're off to the hills of Hokkaido, which is a kind of a known racing place where people go and take their cars. We're going to go right at the end there, Martin, and then down. Yep. And hopefully meet up with some other people who've got some modified cars and see what they think of our JDM extravaganza.
It soon became clear that there was no way we were going to make it as the shortfalls of this design became evident.
I'm like got that cold sweat feeling, you know, that was behind us there.
We've lent our way back to the 88s.
We're going to need to get some speed up to get in there, man. Nakau-san, with this style of car, are you meant to be hearing that much noise as the car crashes over the road?
このような車だったらそんなうるさく走るものですか？車の腹が泥につくんで。
そう。こんなもん。これで属車スタイル？
Yeah, so that is the style.
That is the style. Yeah. You are a crazy bunch of people.
There's actually only one way we're going to get to the mountains tonight.
Take the wheel, let's go, I'll follow you.
arrived at an abandoned roadhouse high in the mountains. Pitch black except for one street light, and looks like something from a Japanese horror film. This small group of drifters regularly meets up here, and because they're so far away from the city, the police leave them alone. There's a tiny shed which is left unlocked, where they keep a generator, lights and some witches' hats. And anyone who drifts up here is free to use the equipment with an honesty policy to return them after they've finished drifting. In the years that they've been coming up here, not one piece of equipment has been stolen. We're still waiting on our tow truck, but with everything set up, the dory begins. The 88s are kind enough to let us use their cars while we wait for ours to arrive. And I've got to say, I'm loving it. And so is Marty. A little while later, our car arrives.
They're moving their cars.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Oh, dude, I'm all over it.
We're not taking this car home, so as a parting gift, we've decided to give it to the 88s. Naka-Usan graciously accepts and says in that case, he'll show us how to drive it. While these cars can be loud and brash, they can also be incredibly majestic, almost like an automotive ballet. guys do for fun, and they're doing it right. They're far away from built-up areas, there's no aggression, no alcohol, no defects, and the police leave them alone. We spend the rest of the night drifting, swapping cars, laughing and making new friends. Even though we don't speak the same language, we've managed to connect through the beautiful and universal language of cars.
Remember when we used to drive, chasing clouds along the highway? I was yours and you were mine. I never knew we'd run out of time. Now I know that I was wrong. It was so hard, we were so young. Hold my hand, you're not alone. We'll find love. Close your eyes and don't look back. We can leave this place together.
Cars can bring us together. They can break down barriers. They can teach us about the world, and they can teach us about ourselves. They can take us on life-changing journeys to incredible places. But eventually, all we are left with is the connections we've made along the way. And these will last forever.